Hey guys, something a little bit different today. Today I've hit the road and I'm visiting a retro arcade called Arcade Club. And some say it's the best and biggest arcade in Europe. I'm here in the car park and I brought along a friend. To the left is the overflow car park and we just stood outside the arcade now, ready to go in. I visited this place in mid-August during the summer holidays because it had extended opening hours for August, which is good if you're coming from London because it takes 5 hours to drive here. It's located just north of Manchester in a town called Bury here in this mill, and it occupies 4 floors. It was £18 to get in and all the games were free to play. Right, let's go inside. This is the reception area where you pay your money and you get your hand stamped. This is the ground floor, and I'll do my best to list all the games. Here we got the Street Fighter 2 Turbo and Time Crisis 3. This floor has a mixture of old games and some of the newer cabinets as well. Oh, we have the classic Outrun from Sega here. And then we come across the Simpsons, 4-player Simpsons, which is always a crowd pleaser. A couple of big racer games here. And we have a cocktail Pac-Man Battle Royale. Never got to try that one. And we come across the House of the Dead 4. There's a quite popular this cabinet, particularly in many of these arcades that are popping up now and again. There's another 4-player game which is big in the 90s and 80s. Turtles. Oh, and this little corner here had some classic pinball games as well. And some of these old classic arcade games. I think that's Defender. And here's some of the where some of the pinballs disappeared to in this little section here. Now, of course, Crombie couldn't say no to a little bit of a yabba dabba doo action on the classic Flintstones pinball machine here.
Is that it? Player 1 is up. I thought you said you were hungry.
And here we have a more modern game. It's Time Crisis 5, released in 2015. And I believe this machine, if you were to buy it, would set you back around £10,000. And there we have another classic, Dance Dance Revolution. I was never any good at these dance games. I preferred fighting games and platformers and stuff. And there's the Initial D. The Virtual Cop 3. Brilliant classic game from Sega. And here's the Walking Dead. We do play this later on, if you stay to the end of the video. At the moment I'm just going through some of the machines. This is also another expensive game, but it's on free play rather than having to pay £3 a go. Right, that was the bottom floor done, to some extent anyway. Let's go upstairs and try some other floors. Here is the floor guide. We're now on the first floor. Now this floor had a lot of basketball and skeetball games, as well as some console gaming section here. As you can see with all the sofas and young kids around there who were really interested in the consoles. But that didn't interest us. Here we go, there's the classic Centipede, which is the remake. And then we've got Dual Jump, and never got to play that one. Not sure what that game was there. And we've got Carnival, should I say. We did play this game later on. I'm not sure if I got footage of it. This was quite a popular area for the young kids, probably being school holidays. It was quite packed, but this was a floor we didn't stay much on. And this here is the classic Star Wars Battle Pod game, which is a huge cabinet. And then we've got a couple of Outrun 2 SP machines here. Well, more like 4 of them. And here we go, Crombie tried to fit in one of these. He was too big for it. Now we come across House of the Dead 5, Scarlet Dawn. This is a 2018 release. And there's Luigi's Mansion. And here we have a Mission Impossible arcade game, and it's a huge arcade game. I think it's might be the biggest arcade game in the entire arcade club Berry. Right, on to the next floor. Now on to a tour of the second floor. Here is the second floor, which was one of our favourites. The top 2 floors were our favourites anyway. This floor was a particular favourite because of the Japanese cabinets they had. Over here, as you can see, they had the candy cabs, which were really good to play on, especially with the Sanwa buttons and joysticks. So let's see what we have here. We've got Tetris here, and we had some nice posters at the top there. Over here we've got Marvel vs. Capcom 2, always a great beat 'em up to have in an arcade. And then we had this game, Salamander 2, I think that was. And we had a puzzle game, and Alien vs. Predator, which I've covered before on my review of the Capcom Home Arcade. And we've got King of Fighters 98, classic. I'm not sure what that was, but it was off. I'm not sure what that game is. If you know what it is, leave a comment on. And then we've got Shock Troopers, Neo Geo game. They're brilliant. There's another Street Fighter Alpha. Liquid Kids, classic Taito game. And then at the end, I think we've got Sunset Riders there. We've got the Neo Geo Windjammers. And what is that? I mean, that's Cadillacs and dinosaurs. Thunder Force AC. Final Star Force. I don't think I played that one. Not sure what that game is. This good shoot 'em up is called Armed Police Batrider. Here's another good shooter, Bato Garega. Some classic shoot 'em ups there. Batsugun. Very popular that was. Some of these cave games are quite good. Have some quite good shoot 'em ups. We've got Dungeons and Dragons, Shadow of Mistara. I believe that's on CPS too. Overall, this area was really popular. Right, now onto the main section. This is the main room, and here are some more candy cabs here. You see we've got X-Men vs Street Fighter, and there's a Darkstalkers game there. And then we come across some Tekkens. And here we've got a King of Fighters 13, which I enjoyed. It was a pretty easy game actually. Impressive looking cabinet here. And moving on from that, we have got a couple of Tekken 7s. This is Tekken 7 Round 2 with Kuma in it and extra DLC. And of course we've got Street Fighter 4 there as well. There's quite a few rhythm games in this section. This is one of our favourite floors. There we go. I just completed that X-Men vs Street Fighter there. There were a couple of problems with the buttons on these couple of machines here, I found. Hopefully they can fix them. And we've got some more PCs there. And the drum game, I forget the name of that one. I've seen it in Japan quite a few times. And there's the Darius Burst EX. I played that. I've got some video of that later on. And then we've come across the Initial D. Excellent racing game. And over here we've got a few seating area for the bar over there as well. And there's a Panic Park and a Monkey Ball with the original banana as a joystick. And then we come to these excellent machines here, Sound Voltex or Voltex. And there's another Sound Voltex machine. Guitar Hero there. This floor is excellent for rhythm games. Guitadora. We've got a couple of crazy taxis there. And these are two shooters which I spent some time on as well. Crimson Clover and that's Ikaruga on the left hand side, which is on the Dreamcast as well, I believe. And there is Under Defeat, also ported to the Dreamcast. Brilliant shoot 'em up if you haven't played it. Check it out. Right, onto the last floor. This floor was like a modern museum of video games. There we have Rastan Saga here. Very difficult game. And Terra Cresta, that was one of the first games I ever played in when I was growing up in Manchester. Then we got Nemesis, brilliant Konami shooter. Superman, I never really played this one. Ghosts and Goblins, yes, this gave me plenty of headaches when I tried to one credit clear it, never did manage it. Spider-Man, a video game. Oh, and then we come across RoboCop. I did manage to clear that in one credit. Sidearms, brilliant shooter. Aliens, can't remember too much about that one. 1942, that was a good shoot 'em up as well. Star Force. Alien Syndrome. That was popular, but not popular with me. Shinobi was really good. I did one clear that. Bank Panic, not one I played. Parodius, that's a great shoot 'em up. That's where one of the memes come from, that game. Bubble Bobble. I believe I won credit clear that once. UN Squadron. I never played it much. R-Type 2. Looks like R-Type 1, but I'm not sure. I do remember playing that one quite a bit. And Vulcan Venture. Classic. Rygar, yes. I spent many a time playing this in the taxi ranks in Manchester. I did complete it once. And we have Snow Brothers. Twin Cobra. Good little shooter. Renegade. Nice. Beat 'em up. A bit like Double Dragon. Then we come across Arkanoid. Nice to see they have the spinner on there as well.
You have to try again.
Just testing out the friction. And Football Champ. Rainbow Islands, another great game. Outzone, not much. Not one I played much of. Oh, and Golden Axe, I've played that many times. Very easy game. And then we have Ghouls and Ghosts. Now that is a difficult game to complete in one credit. And then we've got New Zealand Story. I have played quite a lot of that one, but I didn't complete it in one go. Wonder Boy. Yeah, this one was difficult to complete in one credit. I remember spending 2 hours on that on one credit. And then we come across a large Simpsons, much bigger than the one downstairs. Mickey, ported to many home computer systems in the 80s this was. And then we have Choplifter. Shadow Warriors. Classic. And Tiger Road. And next to that we have Toki. And Super Pang. Really good little puzzle type game. And next to that, opposite that, we have a couple of driving games. Tetris, the one that started it all off. And then we have WrestleFest. And Bomb Jack. That used to be in one of our chippies. And of course they have to have a Street Fighter Champion Edition. And then we have Ring King. Hyper Sports. That's a button basher of a game. And this is where I decided to turn on the flash. MotoGP, I've never played that one. Caveman Ninja, yes, I remember playing that with my friend Paul. Super Hang On. Good to see they have the original with the handlebars. Super Space Invaders. And of course Final Fight. Excellent beat 'em up Warner. That is also a very easy game to complete as well. And we've got the another brilliant cabinet, an original Outrun. Next to that, an original Ridge Racer. And the sequel, Rave Racer. This floor really is like a museum. And then we come to some really old games here. Commando, Super Chase, Chase HQ. That's in the Taito collection. Paperboy classic. Marble Madness there, which has the trackball with it. Smash TV. Williams game. And we have a Pac-Mania original cabinet with the embossed marquee. It looks brilliant with all the decals. And we have this monster of a machine. This is a 6-player X-Men. Brilliant cabinet. In good condition. And Narc. That was quite popular when it was out in the arcades. And we have a couple of gun games, Point Blank and Point Blank 2. Good to see an Afterburner. That was one of the first games that had vibration on it, that I remember anyway. And some really classic games here. Cosmic Avenger, Mr. Do. Missile Command. Reactor by Gottlieb. And there's the original millipede. Good to see they got some of the old classics here with the original decals and original cabinets. And then obviously Killer Instinct, you have to have that. And the Mortal Kombats 1, 2 and 3. Right, here's some brief footage of some of the games we played. Well, that about wraps it up for this video. Overall, we spent about 8 hours in the arcade club, Berry, and time went by really quickly. It felt like we were only in there for 1 hour. Anyway, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers for now.